allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So did everybody have a chance to read through the minutes from the November 1st meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm looking for a motion to accept.
So moved.
Okay, a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, highway, Randy.
Oh, that was quick. Last meeting that we had, there were some damages reported for the health center. We are currently working on getting the soffit, well, the soffit's back in, but I guess you could call it a bracket system to hold them up, because they were all cut too short, and when the wind blows, they come out. So we're gonna, bending a flange the whole length of it to hold them up. Monday, I signed off on another 8,000 plus for FEMA for the work that we've done. The next meeting, I should have from the county a summary of all the monies we've brought in and what we have left that hopefully FEMA gets around to this year. 'Cause last year, this time of year, we got all kinds of money. So they try to, we have had 2 more people dealing with us since September. So we're going through people fast. So we started with Monique, and we went to Bernadette, and it just keeps continuing, so. The tennis nets, the pathways are all closed up. We cut all the trees out of them and cleaned them all up, got the leaves out, so there's hopefully no more stains on the surfaces. The trucks are all together, and this morning and last night we tried them out, and one of them blew a hydraulic line, which is expected. It's the first time out. We always have an issue. And the county also had issues, so we helped them this morning. We're working in Perkins Clearing, the rocks out while the ground's still not frozen, so that the groomers don't pound over anything not necessary. And as of tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, depending on how fast the guy works on it, the 6x6 should be on Auctions International till the next meeting. And I'll come to you with, where we're at that meeting. So I think that's the first one in December. And that's it.
Life is easy.
That was really easy, wow. Okay, so then we'll start with old business. The 2021 budget adoption, there has been no changes since our last meeting on November 1st. So the budget stood at 1.69. So I'm looking for a motion to adopt the preliminary budget as our final 2022 budget.
What's 1.69?
The tax cap, we stayed under the tax cap. So
Oh, that's the percentage
that's,
of
yeah,
tax increase.
yep.
Tax levy, okay.
Sorry about that. I guess I should have,
I just wanted to
Specify
mention
that to you.
At
yeah.
the last meeting, I had asked if everybody was getting 4% COLAs / raises, and Neil said yes. And since then, I realized that you're getting a lot more than that. And I just thought the public should be aware of that, and so is Faith, both going up 17%.
Well, the thing with Faith is that she's being taken off of another line. Didn't we clear that highway line?
I thought you did that last year.
Yeah, well, I think what we did, we moved it between court
Yeah,
clerk
Faith did not get a
and
raise like that.
deputy court clerk and deputy town clerk.
Moved what between?
Funds, because she does more under deputy
Court.
clerk.
So she
than
did not
under
get
town clerk.
17% raise. I would never have that happen. Yeah.
So deputy town clerk should have gone down then?
But no, it should be even of what her salary was, because it used to be, remember, we used to have the 3 lines for her. Then we took her off the highway line, and then we took the remaining and balanced her off. I think we took a little bit off of the town clerk line deputy and put it on the court, but she's still making the same salary with a 4% increase. Because there's no way she would get a 17% increase.
No.
And not that I worked on the budget, but.
Oh, that
Well, you
explains
did.
that one. And then on the side-by-side, that's 25,000 because we're gonna buy it next year, not this year?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. And I'm wondering why several of the revenue funds show real property taxes going down, because I'm sure that our total taxable assessed value has gone up.
That really has nothing to do with the assessed value, it's just
Yeah,
how
it
much.
does. Total taxable assessed value has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, but what we actually raise in taxes is what the appropriations are minus our revenues, minus anything we use from fund balance. And that's what we raise in taxes. That's why it would go
Oh,
down.
you're right, Nancy, I'm sorry. Getting confused between the rate and the amount.
Yeah, that, thank God I never had to get involved in.
Well, that was all the questions I had.
I'm just saying on the old, it says 2021 budget adoption, shouldn't be 2022.
Correct. Correct. So on your agenda, it says 21 budget adoption, everybody. I apologize, it's 22. Thank you, Debbie. I've been looking
I
at
had a
that for
moment
how many
today.
days? Okay, any other questions, Chris?
No, those are the
Done?
only questions I had.
That's it? Okay. So then we're looking for a motion to pass the budget for 2022.
So moved.
Okay, a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so I do want to thank Neil and Nancy because there were many times that we kept going back and working in the numbers again and again and again. A lot of hard work it was to keep it under the 2% tax cap. You guys really did great work. So that's it for our budget. We're all done. Next, I had RO system update, but I will have to table it because I'm waiting for a phone call back on a double build issue that I have going. So I will wait and I will report on that at the next meeting. So next would be the museum fundraiser. Chris?
Okay, donations to date, because I gotta make this bigger. Are $3,135,
Super.
kind of tapered off the last week.
Yeah.
But I did send another press release out 2 weeks ago. I don't know if it'll end up in any of the media I sent it to, but it went to 25 outlets. And it's about the thermometer sign going up. So I sent the press release and a picture, and I've got my fingers
that's-
crossed, hopefully that somebody will use it, and maybe more than one somebody, I hope.
Can we put that, another reminder on social media? I think if you keep putting it in, people will see it and be reminded.
I mean, I could put the same one that was on before.
Chris, can you send a picture of the thermometer to Nancy that she could put that on?
That'd be, oh, yeah.
On
then I
Facebook,
can
that
put
would
it
I'll
help.
send her
Yeah.
that and the press release.
That
Sounds
would,
good.
that would be a big help. Okay, Chris, you're doing a great job on that.
And, I've got the new display for the holiday stroll about halfway done.
Okay,
That'll be set up here at the library. And I had a question about fundraising efforts. I know it's too late now for the tax bills, but the next time tax bills are done, I would give some thought to maybe putting a solicitation letter in with.
I don't think you can do that.
Never have to.
It's against the law.
Central state law.
Oh, okay, rats.
We tried that for something else last year. We had this discussion and said we can't do it.
Oh, well.
Good try.
That definitely would have covered a lot of people.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
And some multiple times.
Anything else on the museum, Chris?
No, that was it, thank you.
That's it? Okay. The next, the streetlights update, we had a discussion at the last meeting. I did contact Joseph Pallone from National Grid. Unfortunately, he was on vacation till November 10th, but he did contact me back a few days ago, and he will be sending an invoice so that we can get this paid for and get this job going. So that's the scoop with that. Next would be new business. The resolution that we have, okay, there's Joseph. Okay. So I'm actually going to read the resolution out loud because the board all received a copy of it, but this way everybody else knows what's going on. After speaking with the county treasurer as to how to put $1,000 in the consolidated health account as it is short $1,000, the county treasurer Beth suggested to use the American Rescue Plan Fund. Resolution number, whatever we make it, board approval for taking $1,000 from the American Rescue Fund in order to balance the consolidated health fund. Offered by, resolved, Supervisor Bain is asking the board for approval to take $1,000 from the American Rescue Fund in order to balance the consolidated health. So I am looking for a motion to approve this transfer from one line to another.
I can do that.
Okay, Don, a second.
I'll second.
Okay, Nancy, any discussion?
I think something that Beth had mentioned, you said that that is something that we wouldn't have to repay.
Correct, that was the whole idea. It's money that we could take and not have to repay, whereas if we took it from another line, it would be more difficult to explain. It wouldn't look right on paper for the auditors. They wouldn't be happy with that. Whereas the American Rescue Plan, it's clean cut. It's money that would just go into the consolidated health and it could stay there. We wouldn't have to pay it back. That's correct.
And that's
Thanks,
probably
Nancy.
because it is the health fund, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, direct
direct.
COVID expenses.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so all in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, next I have the agricultural market report, so I'll read it. Enclosed is the municipal shelter inspection report completed on October 28th of 2021. This inspection relates to agricultural and markets laws and regulations which may be viewed on the website below. As the report indicates, the dog shelter services were rated satisfactory. Please make note of any comments listed on the report. Municipal dog shelters are subject to inspection by this agency on a regular basis. Please notify this office within 30 days of any changes in the municipal shelter services, and if we have any questions regarding this inspection. Satisfactory actually is very good. We weren't written up for anything. Everything was clean and in line and the way that they wanted it.
So
So
it was a new inspector too.
and it was a new inspector, right? So,
And that retired.
Yep.
early. So Mike and his wife were there,
yep.
some new ideas
Yeah,
too.
so they meet
Yeah.
with the dog wardens and they go through all the legal stuff. It's hours, right? It was hours.
Oh, yeah, she
I
was
went to
there for
county.
She was there while we were doing budget.
But
Yeah.
they felt so much more comfortable working with this new gal than they did with Nick, because
Yeah, which was pretty down to earth from what you all said.
Yeah,
So,
she was good.
yeah, so, okay. I do have a couple of FYIs that are not on the agenda tonight. One, beginning November 18th, the new governor has added this information into the open meetings law. The agenda and any pertinent information for a meeting, including motions, etc., has to be posted on our town's website at least 24 hours before the meetings. In the past, we have done this with the exception of the motions. We don't always have the resolutions done up ahead of time, but if we do, we usually send them. But we will be sure to post them from here on in to follow all guidelines. The other FYI, on November 12th, we received notice from the Office of Cannabis Management announcing that towns, cities, and villages must send the Office of Cannabis Management their opt-out law for them to be effective. So Debbie did it right away, so not only did it have to go to the state, it also had to go to this department as well. So we've complied with that. And one last thing, BST audit for 2020 on November 1st. I had sent them 3 things that they had requested. I never heard from them, so I finally got a hold of him today, and they did receive all the paperwork, and they will be in touch with me this week. I told them we would like to have this audit wrapped up by the end of the year so that we can move on. This is the audit of 2020, which was where we had our own account clerk from January to March, and then the county took over, then Nancy worked from part of March until June, and then the county took over from June to the end of the year. So we just wanted to get the audit done to make sure everything is in sync so that it's nice and clean. So now we won't have to do an audit again, probably for like every 3 years. And when it comes to that, I probably will be asking this board if we can use the same auditors that the county uses. Number one, because just about all our information is up there, so it's a lot easier. And number two, our county one is done within a couple of months. We've been waiting quite a while for this, so it would be nice just to move this along a bit quicker. So that was that. So next I have is committee reports. Don, do you have anything?
Nothing.
Okay. Nancy?
The only thing I have is at the last meeting, Betsy read an email that she had gotten from the school, from Heather Philo, about that they'd be very happy to pay us the $800 with the stipulation that any enrolled Lake Pleasant students are allowed to participate in youth rec. I still have an issue with that because I'm not sure if it means every student, even if they come from Arietta or if they come from Wells, some are from Wells School District that are tuition there. I mean, what clarification of that? We also heard that, or also Heather's daughter, who is a student in Lake Pleasant. I mean, I don't know what that covers. We also heard that if a student is being tuitioned there, then that student can't. It's not a school event, is the thing I'm trying to say. It's not a Lake Pleasant school event, right? I mean, this is a town of Lake Pleasant event for
Right.
our resident students who happen to go to that school. Doesn't, it's, so I don't know how to get clarity on this. If that's something, we haven't asked them for the $800 yet.
I was supposed to bill them after the last meeting, but then a couple of questions had come up that kind of, it was a gray area, so I did not send that $800 bill because I thought we needed to clarify it tonight. The way it always has worked is Lake Pleasant pays for all the students that live in Lake Pleasant. Arietta pays for all the children from Arietta, and Wells pays for all the children from Wells. So I just think, like Nancy said, it's just the way this reads, it just is a little confusing, and I think we need to clarify. When I send this bill, I think it needs to be worded correctly, just so that we don't add confusion. We finally got it straightened out last year, and I don't want it to go backwards again.
We
Yeah.
hashed it out for quite a while last year.
Yeah. And
it seems like we're going
$800,
back.
yeah, $800 certainly wouldn't cover.
No,
If we covered,
The ski lessons or.
The 800 would be nice, but with
Yeah.
those restrictions on it, we're gonna be paying more. in the
Is
end.
that something you can get in touch with her? or-
so is that what you want me to do, is send a bill and make it clear?
Or no, maybe find out before we,
Contact
yeah,
the superintendent, okay?
Yeah, it was the same as we did last year.
you know,
There's no sense
that it's
changing it.
for our residents, our resident children.
Okay.
You're talking about youth rec programs.
Yeah,
Okay, so, and as long as, I mean, I'll have the paper trail with the emails, of course, but as long as we're both on the same page, then I will go ahead and send out the bill for the $800, but otherwise I will not, and I will bring it back to the board at the December meeting. And then we can work on that,
Yeah,
okay?
that wording is a little
Yeah, I was a little concerned, and that's why I thought, you know what? I better check with the board again for that. Okay. Okay, Chris, do you have any committee reports?
Nope.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay, Debbie? No? Okay.
I do.
Okay, Randy?
So the cemetery committee per se, gotten nothing back from the fence company. Unless, while it's gone, somebody did. And I left a message prior to me leaving a week ago, and there's no voicemails, no nothing. So I'm asking the board, what shall we do? Should we pursue this company more, or should we move on to another company, or start all over again in the spring?
Well,
I think it's probably too late now or getting too late now to do
It's
much of
borderline,
anything, yeah.
Yes,
And it's
I
probably
mean,
on one of those freighters that's,
exactly. You know, if that's what the answer is, then so be it. And we all got, you know, we're not gonna get any better anywhere else.
no.
so,
But if it's, oh, I don't have time to get to your, you know, well,
They just don't answer, or?
the first one, he said he'd get back to me. This last time, didn't answer. I left a message and nothing.
can I suggest that you call him again and tell him if you don't hear from him within a certain period of time, then you will assume he's too busy to take the job on, or, I mean, if he would just please call me either way to let us know, we would like to do business with you, but,
Right.
you know, if it's not possible, then we'll go ahead and look further.
We need some explanation why nothing's been,
Uh-huh,
any contact or anything.
Right, at least a little info, yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
sure. Okay, Randy, do you want, shall we, you talk to Neil, and you talk to Nancy, Finance Committee, and myself and you about the American Rescue Plan money and our idea? Do you want to report on that?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I think it's something that would be good for everybody to know.
Yes, and the questions are gonna come out, so we might as well start asking.
Sure.
Nancy, Neil, Betsy and I are in the process of looking into, and looks like it's going to be allowable from the lawyer that's dealing with the American Rescue Plan for the town, is using the American Rescue money, the rest of it, for a garbage truck for the town. So it is with our reserve fund and this American Rescue money, we should have enough money to purchase a garbage truck. We all know that the 2006 garbage truck right now is in really bad shape. But I went out and got prices. First, I priced out the one with mechanical arm so that we can pick up these large garbage cans that we had a workers' comp case on because everybody's using them. And even though we tell them not to pick them and we tell them the people not to use them, they're still using them. There's at least 25 of them out right now that I can, you know. So that number came in astronomical, in the $300,000 range. But it also, they don't build one of those that you can back up to a dumpster and pick the rest of the businesses. So there's two reasons why we can't go that route.
I'm sorry, you're saying that the garbage, they don't build those anymore, like what we have,
Yes, they build what we have.
right?
But what we wanted was what we have also with an arm to pick the garbage cans.
You thought you were gonna get two and one?
Yeah. I wanted a multi-use world
Of course you did.
garbage.
Only your fair share.
That you see in the cities and so on. In the cities, they have dumpster trucks and then they have residential. And they call them, you know, commercial trucks and resident trucks. That's the legal terms, not rear load, not this, that. So we're back to the standard rear load like we do now, back up to a dumpster, dump that, you know. And that number came in, you know, within our amounts that we, you know, a budget number that we have. The catch to it is, if we ordered it last week or 2 weeks ago when I did this, it would be fourth quarter of '22, possibly, If not, it'll be into 2023 before we sell the truck. So that's how far back these cabin chassis trucks are and the bodies and so on, you know, the manufacturing. And that's how backlogged they are. I also found out if you ordered a plow truck right now, you wouldn't get it till 2024. That's another subject. They're even farther out. But, so that's where we stand right now. We met with the finance committee and we are trying to get another price. And the village used the same company as I inquired with. So I'm talking, I left a message with Clay, see where he did, and then I'm gonna start with just, you know, going to Utica Mac and, you know, calling them and just other companies. So we have a good budget number, we can piggyback onto any, plan out there as far as a bid, but we need, the time frame is what's, you know, shooting us in the foot.
And they're gonna honor those prices, right?
Yes, so those prices have a clause in them.
Oh, okay, I kinda thought so.
I do believe it's $1,000 for 2021 upcharge. A 2022 will be a $2,000 upcharge, and a 2023 will be a $4,000 upcharge. It's all figured right into when you're into the bid specs, because they know that they can't get these trucks. So,
So if you order,
things are gonna go up.
if you order a truck now, can you order a 2021?
We can, we won't get it. We'll end up with at least a 22, you know, so you're gonna pay that $1,000.
You're still paying that upcharge.
No matter what,
Yeah, and I was thinking about the automatic dump too.
yeah.
Anybody that uses them in the city, they provide the cans. But you have to have the right can for the truck.
Well, I found out in that, talking to the company that I'm talking to, they provide the first can to every resident.
Right,
Then they have an inventory of them, and anybody that wants another one or breaks theirs
have to
or
buy
whatever,
theirs.
you have to buy it from the town.
right. So that would be another expense over top of the truck.
Correct. And it's just, you know, the taxpayers are gonna, you know, take a big hit on that. At this point, but they seem to be buying them and putting them out in their yards anyway, so it doesn't seem to affect them.
Is that something you can come back with at our next meeting?
I'm
So
hoping
we
to,
could do a
yes.
resolution to go
I'm
ahead?
hoping to get it as soon as possible, so that if the board does wanna go through with this, we can at least get it ordered.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we're already getting into December. We're
Right.
getting into the end of the year, so we need to make a decision and,
And you'll be lucky
through
if
with
that
this.
truck lasts another year.
Yeah,
We're
that was
praying.
my next question.
I'm hoping for two, but we'll see. It just went through this inspection, and we only got through it, but it's got gremlins. One day the fans don't work, and one day, you know, the other day they went out to start it, and they hit the key and the starter just continued to run.
And plus, we're losing a couple inches of the body every day it's on the road.
That's the only way.
so that's good money though. So the American Rescue Plan then will go towards a new garbage truck, which the town needs
Right.
desperately.
Right, because we all know that our community has increased in growth, and the garbage has definitely increased because of COVID. So, that's the American Rescue
It
Plan.
could just work perfectly
Yeah.
into
That's
that.
Great.
Yeah, so we had contacted the attorney, what was that, maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe a
Yeah.
little longer? But they have one individual in their office that strictly works on the American Rescue Plan for different towns and villages. And it took them that long, but they did a lot of research, figuring out the information that we gave. And we fit into the categories in like 3 different areas, so it worked out quite well. So,
Great.
yeah, so, okay, so, any public comment? Paul, is there something you wanted to say to us? It's good to see you.
I just missed you guys.
Okay, well, we missed you too, we're glad you're here.
No, I've been meaning to attend more and just been busy, so trying
Okay.
to take the election as a trigger to start fresh.
There you go.
you know?
Okay,
Good. It's good to
okay,
have public here.
okay, so then we will start with Don, roundtable.
Roundtable, I was gonna ask about the vents. I keep trying to notice when I go by, are they in here or were they?
They are not. I talked to him this morning, they are ordered, and he said as soon as they get here, he will put them in.
Perfect.
But
Yep,
we
he
called
was in my
the
office.
first thing, because I knew that, you know, I knew that this was gonna happen. I knew
Yeah.
that. So he ordered 2 vents plus a bigger bridge cap. vented ridge cap, so.
Super.
Which we only asked him for events, but he wants it over and done with and ruled out.
Good.
Good. Anything else, Don?
No, that's it.
No? Nancy?
I started looking at the employee handbook, comparing it with the counties, and it is a boring job. Just going, page by page, section by section, a lot of it's very similar. I probably made it through about 10 or 15 pages today. And, just figured I'd start, because Neil and I are gonna be working on that, so.
Yep. So for those of you that don't know, we're updating our employee handbook because every time we have an issue, we have to contact our attorney because it's not in black and white, it's usually gray. So we had decided once the budget was completed, Nancy and Neil had volunteered to be on that committee. So they're both going to make adjustments and then we will send it to the company. They will make changes and compare it to the county handbook as well, because the same company does the county one that did ours initially. So it's the same company, compare the two of them, they'll make adjustments, they'll send it back, have us go through it, and as long as we approve it or make changes, whatever, they'll look at it again, then they'll send back, and then they'll do the final. So we figure probably by early spring it should be done, but we really kind of set aside January, so you're getting a jump on it, that's really good. Anything else?
No,
No?
That's-
Nancy, Debbie?
No.
Nothing. Chris?
No.
Oh,
No, I've got one more
Okay.
question to ask. How does our minutes get transferred into the paper? I was wondering how that happens.
I don't know, they must take it off the Facebook page. It's always on our website
They're
also.
taking it off your minutes, your minutes.
Yeah.
On the town website.
Yeah, which
Because
comes
I
up.
thought I noticed a discrepancy in the paper this week, or for the last minute.
well, they're not here, so,
Whatever is approved tonight, it goes onto our Facebook page and to our website, so nothing's ever changed. I mean, it's,
Well, it seemed like whatever went in there was different from what's here. This is right, and that was wrong. So,
I don't know. I don't send it to the newspaper.
oh, okay.
for quite a while there, we were trying to figure out, because one time there was something really wrong.
Yeah.
And we couldn't figure out where they got the information from.
So that's,
We don't, yeah.
I do
and
that first thing
are
tomorrow.
they up to date with it, or is it 2-week lag? Because
No,
ours
it was the last meeting when we discussed the insurance and I abstained from the vote. It had me, if I read it right, it had me seconding the motion
oh,
and me voting yes. And
I don't know, because
Same.
that's not touched, I mean, tomorrow morning I'll take this, what you have there, which is what I sent you by email, and then that gets sent on, I put that on our Facebook page, and then then it goes right onto the town website that way.
so it hasn't been,
Hasn't been tampered with, unless,
yeah, but
Yeah,
it
that's
hasn't
just-
been on there yet.
yeah,
So,
it was there this past week.
tomorrow will be, the minutes that you approved from last week will be on tomorrow's.
yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say, those haven't
So-
been published
Maybe I read it
yet.
wrong.
You approved, tonight you approved November 1st minutes, so that will be that will go on the website tomorrow, that it's been approved. Because I always send them to you on Friday before the meeting.
So
well done.
I'll look at it again.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
see which one it is, because if it isn't, it's like,
Didn't you move that just for the purpose of discussion?
No. I don't
I'm
think
sure,
so.
because I seem to remember, mine not.
Well, here it says, Nancy seconded it. I didn't.
I just have here, offered by Neil McGovern, second by Nancy Sykes, adopted by the following,
Right, maybe I was reading it
Don
wrong.
Baronius, and.
well, check on that, because it.
Because this isn't gonna
Because that
be on the
shouldn't be in
website
the
until
paper
tomorrow.
yet. Yeah,
Yeah.
it isn't on the website.
And this
Okay,
is
I
Don
guess I-
Baronius
Yeah, I
abstained.
guess I did read it wrong.
Okay.
I just looked at it real close and I saw that and I said, doesn't seem right.
No, but you're talking about is actually physically in the Hamilton County News. So, but it shouldn't, it wasn't public until Debbie sent them to
This-
us.
yeah.
They're not really official
It
until
won't be
tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah, and then tomorrow we'll go in.
So
on
that's
our-
what I'm trying to
How the
say,
newspaper, why they wanna do it, I have no idea.
Or
But that
where
will
they
be
get it
tomorrow,
from.
it will be out advertised that they've been approved minutes. So then tomorrow in the paper will say that you abstained from that vote,
Okay,
okay?
Okay, so our next
Yeah.
meeting will be
They
Monday,
shouldn't have it
December
yet.
6th
We didn't pay bills.
at 7 PM.
Betsy, we didn't pay bills yet?
Oh, no, we didn't pay bills yet, did we?
Guys, who cares?
That's right. Okay, so I'm looking for a motion to pay the bills from the November 10th.
I'll move.
Okay, Nancy?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Alrighty, so that's it, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving, and don't forget about the Christmas stroll.
Next meeting.
Uh-oh.
What?
As we're discussing inappropriate or inaccurate things on Facebook and this and that, did we ever find out how, I brought it up to your attention, or Bob's attention, it's, a architect came to me and said, oh, you have a full-time job for replacing Bob Bankovic. And I said, where did you get that information, because it's incorrect, and he said, Facebook jobs. And it's clearly stated in there, full-time. And I was just wondering if anybody ever figured out how it got to Facebook, that it's a full-time job.
I haven't put anything on our
Okay.
Facebook
I'm just
board
asking.
at
There's
all.
a Facebook jobs thing.
No,
Yeah, so, okay.
Yeah,
If anybody's inquiring, it's out there as a full-time job.
I'll
Haven't
have
had
to look
anybody-
into that.
Not one
This
person.
guy lives in Warrensburg, he obviously.
Did you see one application?
Did you
No,
track it down?
I asked him that, no.
It's a bit of a commute.
Yeah,
I will mention that we do have one application in, and the other, another application just went out. So I'm thinking probably before Thanksgiving, we will, or right after Thanksgiving, probably right after Thanksgiving, we will contact all board members and we will do the interviews together like we did for Bob. So that any board members that want to be present, you're certainly welcome. And I'll give you a heads up, I'll give plenty of time notice for that. That's it? Now how about a motion to adjourn?
I'll move that.
Okay, Don, second?
I'll second.
Okay. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
I just was kind of curious with Christine to correct that information that she had, that Kate was getting a 70% increase in her salary.
Yeah.
I mean, because I know we went over that, all her lines, 4%. So I don't know if she's,
Oh, tired of the brain.
when it's going from one line to another line.
And I was told that, you know, it's
Yeah, definitely not.
And I know we went through all the lines, so I don't know.
And I should have said what I was getting and
Yeah, I know you can.
what it was raised to, so people would see how little it was. And we just kind of left it alone.
Yeah. You should have come back with yourself.
oh yeah, we're trying to, get the roof vent and then the engineers going back.